What's going on, guys? Welcome to the video. As some of you may know, Commissar Corbyn gave a little speech earlier today laying out Labour's policies for the coming election, which to be honest no one cares about, but he did say some comical things throughout his speech, essentially planning to take over businesses to give workers 10% of the company's shares and pay every worker a £500 a year dividends. Then decides to go full-blown communist with his plans to take over rail, mail, utilities and who knows what after that. We also had to deal with his rabid supporters in the audience shouting down the mainstream media when he was asked something they did not like. The Guardian reporter might have even changed her question to avoid the snarling, spitting imbeciles that defend the Commissar like rabid dogs. Let's check it out.
But we do need to go further. The problem with an unfair economy isn't just the imbalance of wealth, it's the imbalance of power. So we'll give working people more power to win better wages and have security at work. So we'll put workers on company boards and give the workforce a 10% stake in large companies, paying a dividend of as much as £500 a year to each employee.
Wow, Jeremy, communism front and centre, yeah? You're going to force privately owned companies to either dilute their shares to accommodate this policy or take shares off people somehow. Does he hear what he's actually saying? Now, I'm not for shitting on the little guy, but you can't just take 10% of some company, big or small, and give it away. These companies will up and leave before you ever got that shit into action, if you ever could, that is. This worthless fuckpig stands there and claims Brexit will be a disaster and chaos, but you trying to steal 10% of companies is going to cause actual chaos, when any business worth its salt runs for the hills to prevent you taking 10% of their company. I mean, for some companies we would be talking billions. It's shit like this that proves he can never hold power. Let's force companies to give workers shares in the business and pay them £500 a year on top. Fuck off, mate. You can't just steal 10% of someone's business. This is not the USSR tosspot. Let's check out the next clip though.
And that principle of empowering people doesn't just apply to the workforce. That's why we will bring rail, mail, water and the national grid into public ownership. So that the essential utilities people rely on are run by and for the public, not the shareholders.
Well, he said there the workplace is not the only place they want to empower people. They also want to steal the rail, mail and utility services off the companies that run them, to start the communist state off. How does that empower people? That's another liability on the public purse that would need to be paid for should any issues occur in the future. I mean, let's not forget, businesses run these services. So the communist shitweasel wants to roll in there and take it off them. Does he think government could do better with the railways, for instance, in this day and age, when governments get fleeced by contractors, as I've already said multiple times before? All government projects are over budget or massively delayed. So yeah, the last thing we need is more of them. And also, let's think about the hypocrisy in that statement. He wants to take these services off the private companies to stop the shareholders benefiting, when in the last clip, he wanted to take bits of the company and give it to the people. Make your fucking mind up, mate. Are shareholders good or bad because you're trying to make the average Joe Bloggs worker a shareholder now? I'm baffled. It doesn't make any sense.
Talk about inequality. We aren't only talking about economics. We need a government that's seriously committed to tackling the entrenched inequalities faced by women and minority ethnic communities as well. And we will do that to end the gender pay gap and end the discrimination that too often exists where wages and jobs are concerned.
Of course, it's not a Labour speech without the oppression of women and minorities. Bit fucking rich considering the Labour Party is the second party in history to be investigated for racism. The first being the BNP, of course. So yeah, no mean feat that one. Yet we have this commie fuckpig standing there telling us he will champion equality. We all know who the Labour Party champion and who they don't, Corbyn. The unofficial Labour motto recently has been for the many, not for the Jew, if the BBC Panorama show is to be believed. So yeah, I'm not confident the Labour Party will be the party of equality somehow. Surprise, surprise, the gender fucking pay gap comes up though. This imaginary difference in wages that always fails to acknowledge if a business could pay women less for the same work, they would only employ women. It's nonsensical, so I'm not even gonna bother going over it. That horse is officially dead. The BBC Newsnight's cow culling project fear story has more chance of being true than this gender pay gap propaganda rabid feminist spunk trumpets have put out there over the last few years. Now let's move on before this becomes an anti-feminist rant. We're going to take a look at some journalist questions and the crowd's response to them. We're not going to look at what Corbyn said, because quite frankly, he talks a lot of shit.
Thanks very much. Andy Bell, 5 News.
Hello, Andy.
Hi there. Mr Corbyn, you say you're ready to do anything in your power to stop a no-deal Brexit. Would that include potentially stepping aside as leader of that caretaker government?
Can I just remind you?
Let Andy ask his question. He's a nice fella, it's all right.
Would that potentially include stepping aside as leader of that caretaker government you talked about, if that is the way to get the necessary votes to stop the no-deal Brexit?
Can I remind the audience?
No, sorry,
just to
let
be
him ask a
polite?
question. Okay.
Yeah.
Not the press, or Boris Johnson, or Joe Swanson.
Wow, the guy only tried to ask a question. Anyone would think he's a Brexiteer. These reporters are Labour-approved Remainers. They are on your side, audience. They want to stop Brexit. They are just trying to let the Commissar know he has less chance of being supported by enough MPs in Parliament to lead this temporary government than Theresa May currently does. The crowd of course erupts into shit fits of rage and hurt fifis because someone dared question their Supreme Leader's position. We hear some commie cumbucket call this reporter a disgrace for asking a question. Jeremy and the bint on stage with him make a feeble attempt to stop the crowd heckling the reporter, but fails in the end, they just let them carry on talking shit. I mean, this dopey bitch who piped up didn't even know the Liberal Femocrat leader is called Toe Swinson, not Swanson. Labour mong with the intelligence of a grapefruit, I think. Let's move on to another journalist question and the rabid audience's response to that one.
Thank you very much, Mr Corbyn. Ben Wright from the BBC. Given what you've said about the Brexit crisis, do you think that Parliament should now be recalled immediately? A quick second one. It's clear that you do not have the cross-party support in Parliament to be a caretaker Prime Minister. So would Labour back somebody who can?
And
Let Ben ask his question, please. So, Ben, are you done? Yeah, okay.
Oh shit, it's a common theme with questions at this place. Ask anything the audience doesn't like and they'll shout you down. We hear our grapefruit friend again shouting the same shit at the BBC stooge this time. Guys, the BBC are the biggest promoters of your biased anti-Brexit propaganda. Why are you telling them shame for trying to help the Remain cause? I told you all the other day though. The Remainers are eating each other now, the end is nigh, and I fucking love it. Let's move on to the next question by a Guardian reporter this time.
Rowena?
Rowena Mason from The Guardian. If you have a second referendum as your policy going into a general election, is it possible that the Labour Party itself could take a neutral position and allow members of the shadow cabinet and party officials and MPs to campaign on either side of that, either for a Labour-supported Brexit deal or to remain?
Thank you.
Okay, so I don't give two fucks about what this Guardian trout said. The only reason I kept it in the video was to show the difference when a woman talks compared to a man. And of course being the biased Guardian likely gives her some brownie points with the crowd. I do feel like she wanted to ask something different, but maybe the crowd's reaction to previous questions might have stopped her doing that. So much for journalist free speech when it comes to Labour, innit, Jeremy? Let's finish this short video with one last rabid outburst from the crowd. Why not?
Mr Corbyn, Angus Walker, ITV News. I just wonder, many in your own party don't see you as a person to lead a government of national unity. I just wondered why you...
Let Andy ask his question, please. I'm defending your right to speak, Andy.
Thank you very much. Why do you think that many people within your own party don't see you as the person to lead a government of national unity to block no deal?
Well, that goes to show this whole Labour event in a nutshell. A rabid leftist audience waiting to pounce on anyone who dares contest the Supreme Leader's power or position. Corbyn's campaign promises discussed in this speech sound more like something we would hear in 20th century Russia or China, not current day UK politics. The YouTuber Daddy Dragon posted a great video yesterday featuring a man who had lived in the Soviet Union. If you want to know why everything Corbyn said today is bad, go and watch that video. I will link it down in the description below. Well, I'm going to end the video there, guys. Now, before I go, I want to thank the channel's PayPal, Patreon and Subscribestar donators that are linked in the description below for their support of this channel and the work that I do, along with everyone who watches, likes and shares my videos. The channel should hit 40,000 subscribers by the end of tomorrow, which I'm still struggling to believe. 3 months and 12 days since I first uploaded to the channel and already so close to touching 40k. You lot are unreal, so thank you all. Now, remember to let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe and share this video as it helps the channel a lot. And I will see you all in the next one.